All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, we are into the FA Cup final, baby. Yes, you know what, boys? Honestly, as I was saying offline just before we went live, I'm not even surprised anymore. I just believe in Thomas Tuchel so much that I'm not even one bit surprised with all of these performances. Yeah, Taron, you were there in the preview yesterday with myself and PYS as well. Seems like we've lost Nishal again. Nishal having crazy Wi-Fi issues. But Taron, you remember, you weren't there because you just left. Right at the end, we did the score prediction, and both myself and Con predicted a 1-0 victory because we just had a feeling that we'll be able to shut City down. We just had so much belief in the defense. And I'm just so glad Hakim Ziyech, this show is going to have a lot to do about Hakim Ziyech. I love the guy. I believed in him. As soon as I saw him start, I just had a feeling he was going to score. And your man, Timo Werner and Hakim Ziyech doing madness together. And look, it's been a fantastic game. The way Pep Guardiola was absolutely nullified by Thomas Tuchel. Unbelievable. Look, I'm just buzzing and I'm just going on and on about a lot of things. And obviously we're going to talk a lot more. Shout out to the live chat who've already joined in. Thank you so much for showing the support and coming into the stream always and supporting. Today we are going to have a party, guys. Honestly, we're going to have a party. I've got Ishan here from Chelsea FC Blogs back again. You guys wanted him back. He's here right now. Taron, my boy, he's here. Nishal should be here, guys. He's having Wi-Fi issues. Hopefully it's not bad that he does make it. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, Taron, my boy, how you doing?
Well, how do you think I'm doing? I'm doing absolutely excellent. I've just watched Thomas Tuchel Masterclass here again. You know, it's just amazing. Due to the FA Cup final, second year in a row, I'm feeling absolutely buzzing. I can't lie. I actually missed the goal. I was actually cooking some dinner. So, but you know, I watched it back, so it's all good. But yeah,
don't worry, bro. We're gonna replay the goal here. So don't you worry.
Yeah, it was Thai food. It was worth it. But you know, it's a crazy goal, crazy food, and amazing vibes. I'm so excited to get into this.
Brilliant. Ishan, my man, how you doing?
I'm buzzing as well, man. Like yesterday, the Chelsea women's team won. Today, we won. It was just I love when both teams win because then everyone's happy. And the way we dominated City today was just so good. I did not expect that, and yeah, I'm just so happy from that.
Ishan, it's so true, man. That was proper dominance. I honestly cannot remember Man City having even one clear-cut chance. I don't think they had one clear-cut chance. And I must say, I've got my main man, Nishal, back here, and I do want to shout him out before I introduce him to you guys again. I mean, he doesn't need any introduction. You guys see him in the reviews anyway. He called out that he wants Kepa. He called it in the last review that he wanted Kepa to start in this particular game. And Kepa did not disappoint. Nishal, we're going to celebrate that moment. I will tweet that out. My man, how you doing, Nishal?
No.
Oh, no. Can Nishal hear us? Nishal, can you hear us? Oh, no. Oh, no. It's going to be one of those days for Nishal again, isn't it? Look, let's carry on. I'm not sure. Nishal just has all these crazy Wi-Fi issues, man. Let's get straight into this game, man. Let's talk about the lineup first. Actually, no. Before we do lineups, we've got to do the initial thoughts, initial reactions. Let's just get it out of our system. I'll go with you, Ishan, my man. What's some of your initial reactions?
Yeah, I guess the biggest one was Kepa or Mendy, who's going to start. I was honestly okay with either of them starting just because Kepa did have a very good FA Cup run prior to this game. So, and it would be good for his confidence to kind of like come back and play this game, which eventually it worked out fine. I also did predict that Werner would start as a center forward. You know, the last time I was on here, I remember saying that, you know, his confidence is low. He needs to be on the bench a little bit more and deserve his minutes. But I thought today's game was perfect for him just because City's high line can be exploited by Werner. And I guess when a player is low on confidence, the best thing to do is to play him against a team where he can play to his strengths. And I think that's what Tuchel did with Werner today by playing him against City. He got another good assist, made some good runs. Didn't make enough runs according to me, but I'm just trying to be a perfectionist at this point. But no, I was very happy with his performance. And yeah, other than that, the lineup, I guess Ziyech was another surprising one. But yeah, again, he showed up in a big game, scoring another goal. I think he scored against in the round of 16 against Atletico. He scored FA Cup.
Similar kind of goal as well. Similar kind of goal.
Very similar kind of goal. And even the goal he did score, I know Taron missed it, but it was basically the same goal that was ruled out as offside in the first half. So I don't think we really missed much in terms of that goal. But yeah, in terms of lineups, pretty much expected, but good to see the rotation in the front three, and good to see them, like, I guess, combining for that goal and doing very well throughout the game.
Nah, 100% agreed, man. We've got 40 people logged in already. Honestly, we're buzzing. Get those comments in, guys. We're going to celebrate today. We're going to talk about a lot of things. It's such a moment. I mean, Thomas Tuchel has done an absolute madness for us. So it's, cause for celebration. Taron, my man, what's some of your initial thoughts on this particular match?
My initial thoughts were just how tactically amazing we were today. Spot on in every department. We didn't sit back the whole game. We stopped City from playing amazingly. I didn't even realize Kevin De Bruyne was playing at one stage. Jesus was even in the game, was Sterling even in the game? I didn't realize the first half. We were pressing them really high up. James and Chilwell weren't letting Cancelo and Mendy get out. It was really important. Because if you let Cancelo run with the ball, if you let Mendy, who's a really good attacking fullback, have the ball, they're going to punish you. Diaz and Laporte were kind of left for the ball at times. But Thomas Tuchel's tactical skills, they're absolutely on point again. I'm just saying Kante and Jorginho, again, were so good in the midfield. Jorginho, another gladiator performance from this guy. Every time we come on, we're always saying, apart from the West Brom game, which is over, let's forget about that. We just beat Man City. We're coming on here and saying, how good was Jorginho again? Kante, amazing. Timo Werner, man. Come on, Timo Werner. I'm going to get into this so much.
We're going to talk about Timo Werner. We're going to have to hype him up.
I'm going to say this out. There's a reason I rep Timo Werner. I'm not a deluded, guy from London. I actually really believe in Timo Werner. He has a lot of ability, and he can do really good in a good position that suits him. But yeah, Kepa Reece, man, what a performance from the guy. I'm so happy for him. He made some important saves. He was really good at claiming crosses. The leadership. I saw him barking orders at the defence. Antonio, the bust-up Rudiger. What performance. Amazing. Man City were nowhere, man. Man City were out of the game. It looked like we were playing a League One side today. We absolutely dominated them. And who's saying we can't win the Champions League in the FA Cup, man? Do you know, Man City, who even are they? Do you know, the B-Tech Man United now? Do you know, I love Thomas Tuchel. I love this team. And I'm so excited. This is going to be a really important run-in, man. I'm gassed now,
Nah, 100%. Obviously, we're going to get deep into this match review and talk about a whole heap of things. First of all, once again, shout out to the live chat. And please, live chat, the promotion is on today in regards to, for some reason, why isn't this on? I should actually have this on. There you go. Yeah, I don't know why that ticker wasn't on. Guys, check out the description below in the YouTube video right now. The jersey promotion, from the Super Jersey people, that it's on again, 50% off. Use my code and you get further 10% off as well. So get yourself the jerseys today, guys. Honestly, today is the day to represent. Get yourself a Ziyech jersey, like how I got it. Get yourself a Timo Werner jersey. Get yourself a Kepa jersey. You need to represent, and anyone that you want, please check out in the description right now. Guys, here's my initial thoughts before we get into the whole lineup situation and whatnot. I thought from minute one, we completely dominated that game against Manchester City. Yes, Manchester City had a lot of rotation. We had a few rotations as well, but obviously not as many as them. But Pep Guardiola, there was questions in the press conference said, there was a really, really smart journalist, can't remember who it was, who said that, Thomas, do you now feel that the playing field is even? Because obviously back in Bundesliga, that's where Thomas Tuchel, by the way, Thomas Tuchel, this is his first victory over Pep Guardiola. He's played, I think, 5 times Pep Guardiola in the Bundesliga, hasn't won a single game. And the journalist was saying, is the field now level in terms of being in the Premier League? Because in the Bundesliga, Pep had Bayern Munich, which is a bit unfair, and Thomas Tuchel had Mainz and then later on Dortmund. So it was never, ever even against Bayern Munich. Whereas now Chelsea and Man City, it's not like, years of difference. So it's a little bit more even. And I can see how Tuchel absolutely produced a masterclass against Pep Guardiola. I felt like he completely shut off Pep's, free-flowing football, the way they want to build up from the back, the way they play in the middle. Kevin De Bruyne was not even in the game later on. He obviously got injured and taken off. Phil Foden came in. Yeah, he got into the game, but I felt like he didn't really have too much to say. Gundogan as well, not too much to say. And we're going to talk about Fernandinho and the referee. Fernandinho honestly should have been red card, man. He stamped on Mason Mount's foot deliberately. That was deliberate. Don't tell me you could not see his face. You saw his face and you stamped on his face. That should have been a red card. And then obviously, the referee giving Reece James a yellow card unnecessarily. And then second half, and in the first half, after the first half, I tweeted at halftime saying that it's a game of patience. We just need to be patient because the goal is coming. We're going to get that goal. And very soon, straight after in the second half, I think in the first 10 minutes, we ended up getting that goal. And from there, we never, ever looked trouble. Honestly, we never looked trouble. Thiago Silva, another colossus effort. And, kudos to Thomas Tuchel for showing what an amazing manager. And we're going to talk about Tammy Abraham as well. A lot of people are a bit unhappy that he's not even in the squad. I know Ishan is not utterly happy about that. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to touch on that. But before we get into all of that, guys, let's now look into the starting lineups and get some initial thoughts on that. And then we'll talk more about player performances and whatnot. Let me just bring that up, guys. Sorry about that. Here we go. This is the lineup. So I'll go to you, Taron, first up. When you saw that lineup, this was more or less what I sort of predicted along with Con. Obviously, PYS had different ideas. He was sort of saying yesterday in the preview that we should stick to the front three that has been doing well. But I just thought that it was probably going to have a lot more rotation. And I wasn't surprised at all with this particular lineup. And the only surprising part was the Kepa situation. But then as soon as I saw Kepa, I just remember what Nishal was saying. So from looking at the lineup, what do you think, Taron, when you saw this?
Yeah, I think we're really lucky as Chelsea fans that we have all these quality players we can bring off the bench and we can just rotate easily and still have these world-class players on the pitch. I was expecting rotation for this game. Pulisic, he's not a player who can play every 3 games to the intensity we need him to be at. So I was expecting Ziyech to come in, actually. Timo Werner maybe was a bit of a shock. I expected Kai Havertz to keep his place, but I understand Werner coming in, to deal with the high line, as Ishan said, of getting in behind Diaz and Laporte, and it really worked in the end.
But I feel like Werner was always going to take over Pulisic because Pulisic has played some big games and he would have been tired off the back of that Porto game. So I'm not surprised that Werner started.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I expected Ziyech to come in for Pulisic. That's what I was kind of saying. But Werner, I wasn't sure. I thought Havertz is a player who has a very good fitness level, so I was expecting him to play. But regardless of that, wonderful performance against Porto. So did I cut out?
Yeah, you cut off a little bit. Go again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was just saying how Thiago Silva is, he was so composed against Porto, and we needed that today. I forgot how good he is on the ball, how good his passing is, how he alleviates pressure. Amazing. Kepa, another one who, I know, Miz, we weren't too sure on Kepa in the last review. We kind of said that we need Mendy, but Kepa, I said it before, what a performance by Kepa, Every time he's come in at the Tuchel, he's done a really good job. Newcastle, Barnsley, Sheffield United, and now Man City in the semi-finals. What performance by Kepa. But yeah, Reece James 100%. It's in there obviously to deal with the overlaps of Benjamin Mendy. Amazing performance by Reece James. And yeah, the team was as well. It's a very good team. But yeah, the main shock for me was probably Timo Werner starting over Kai Havertz.
Now, fair enough, man. We welcome Ryan as a replacement for Nishal. Obviously, Nishal had some technical issues. Ryan has come in. Ryan, my man, how you doing?
Just gonna be a game-changing substitute. Torres, UCL final substitute. Hopefully, I get to hit a penalty, unlike Torres. But yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Buzzing after that match. How are you all?
We're doing good, man. We're doing good. Thanks for coming along, man. I'm sure the live chat will appreciate that as well. I'll go to you as well. What do you think about the lineup, Ryan?
Well, this lineup reminded me of our lineup versus Liverpool. I'm not sure if it was the same thing, but
yeah, actually, it was. It was the same lineup, the front three.
Yeah, but I kind of I wasn't reluctant, but I knew the game plan wouldn't be exactly the same because Liverpool's defensive line is really, really high, and Man City doesn't mind stepping back and defending a little lower. So the only issue I had was, is this front three gonna hold on the ball and buy our forwards time to get up the pitch as well as our front three did in the last game versus Porto? Because I think one of the commentators said that our front three was kind of struggling on that. Ziyech, he loses the ball a lot. Werner loses the ball a lot. Only Mount could hold his end and kind of hold up the ball up there. But all in all, that wasn't a big problem because our back five and pivot did a fantastic job counter pressing, defending. So yeah.
How good was Jorginho again, man? How good was Jorginho, man?
Good.
I'm starting to think, honestly, he's giving me the vibes now that maybe we don't even need a DM, because you look at the passing ability. Whoever we get, the next DM, if we do get one, they need to ensure they have the passing ability as Jorginho and the way he reads the game so well, the way he controls the game. A lot of people, and I don't know if you saw this, Ryan, and the boys as well. Matisse, once again, I keep referring to him. He commented something so well in Football Twitter. He said, a lot of people, they criticize Jorginho for all the things that he doesn't have. But you better best believe it, whichever DM we bring in, if we do bring a DM, if they don't have the qualities of Jorginho has, we're going to be upset, because it's not good enough to complain about the things that Jorginho doesn't have, but not looking at the things that Jorginho does have, which is so important for Thomas Tuchel. But yeah, continue, Ryan, man.
Yeah, you said it spot on. I can't add even more to that, because Jorginho, a lot of people, excuse if you hear my dog in the background, but
That's
a lot of people,
he's excited too.
yeah, there's some people working downstairs, so he just gets angry. Yeah, so yeah, one thing everybody talks about his ability to play out from the back, which we know and love about Jorginho, but not a lot of people mention his kind of horizontal defending, as we talked about in the last few streams, is very good, and it does a lot for our team, and he covers a lot of ground for us. So yeah.
Nah, 100% right. Ishan, what do you think about that lineup when you saw it, man?
Yeah, I think I already touched on the lineup a little bit. I was a little surprised about Ziyech, not too much about Werner and Kepa. I did think, as Taron was saying, Havertz does have the fitness to play every 3 days, so I did expect him to start this big game. I did think Pulisic would drop out, especially after being fouled so many times in the previous game, and just the fatigue that he's building up. I think it was very good to give him a rest and still come up with the result. Other than that, there wasn't too much about the lineup that I didn't really expect. The back three kind of picked itself with Christensen being out, and even the midfield with Kovacic being out. I don't think anyone expected Billy Gilmore to start this game. So Jorginho and Kante did very well today, as all of you have already highlighted. And yeah, Reece James and Ben Chilwell are just absolute machines on the flanks, just like constantly running and doing the defensive work as well.
No, for sure. You know what? Let's now talk about one thing, which about the lineup, which is about the Tammy Abraham thing. Once again, there was a lot of social media blow up well before the lineup was even introduced. I think earlier in the morning, the news came out that Tammy Abraham was not part of the squad. Let's talk a little bit about that, because I feel like a lot of people are misunderstanding what I'm saying. I know, Ishan, you strongly believe Tammy should be getting some more minutes. I know, Taron, you've mentioned as well a few times that Tammy should be getting some minutes. So let's get this topic out of the way, because I feel like a lot of clarification needs to be made here. So I'm going to start here, right? I'm going to start with my argument on this. The way I look at it, boys, you look at the front three that Thomas Tuchel plays with. You know, today, obviously, Timo Werner, Mason Mount, and Hakim Ziyech. Other days, it's Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, or Christian Pulisic. You can see what Thomas Tuchel is trying to do with that front three, because that front three interchanges. It is so mobile. Today, if anything, Ziyech probably played more central. His goal came from a central location. Timo Werner once again was in the left inside forward, and Mason Mount, put that ball from midfield, right? And this is the thing that we need to understand about Thomas Tuchel. A lot of people are getting confused that Timo Werner is eating up Tammy Abraham's minutes. No, he's not. Timo Werner is not eating Tammy Abraham's minute. In my perspective, Timo Werner plays as an inside forward in both the flanks. He does not play as a central guy. Yeah, does he drift in there? 100% he drifts in there. But he's not the focal point. I don't think Thomas Tuchel is happy with any of the focal points in the likes of Giroud or Tammy Abraham, because they do not give that fluidity. And I can't wait to hear what Ryan has to say about this from a tactical point of view. He does not get that fluidity that he gets with these other front three. Kai Havertz is probably the hybrid out of Giroud, Tammy, and whatnot, because he has the physique, the structure, and he has the ability to control the ball just the way Giroud and Tammy does. But at the same time, he has the fluidity of going side to side just the way Werner and Ziyech and Pulisic and Mount does as well. So that's why he's been preferring Kai Havertz. So my whole argument about Tammy Abraham is that, guys, we need to understand what Thomas Tuchel's trying to do. We need to understand what he wants before we start getting upset about, oh, you know, why is Tammy not playing any minutes? This is such disrespect to Tammy Abraham. No, it's not disrespect. It's in fact disrespect to the manager that you guys are getting upset because you're not understanding exactly what the manager wants. The manager does not want a player like Giroud and Tammy Abraham. He does not want. This is the reason why Giroud and Tammy Abraham are not seeing the minutes, guys. This is no disrespect to Tammy Abraham. This is no disrespect to Giroud. It's simply not the way we play. Now, the counter argument is that a lot of people are saying, well, there's 2 left backs and 3 goalkeepers in the squad. Well, we already have Havertz today in the bench. We already have Giroud in the bench. Why do you need Tammy Abraham as well? Isn't that argument stands the same thing, that why do you need 3 strikers in the bench when people say, oh, why do you need 2 left backs in the bench? It's the same thing. Thomas Tuchel, by putting Tammy Abraham in the bench, he's not going to use him because it's either going to be Kai Havertz, and if it's not Kai Havertz, it's going to be Giroud next up. And Giroud is very much a long shot if any injuries happen. He's not even going to see minutes, right? So Tammy, in essence, will not see anything. That's why he's gone with, you know what, I may actually use someone like Emerson or Alonso because Alonso can fit in the left wing. And today we saw Emerson come in and again play in the wings. He replaced Ziyech, right, up front. So, guys, that's my argument, that we need to understand that this is the reason why Tammy doesn't start. But I'll let you guys have your say. Now, I'll start with you, Taron. Go on, man.
Yeah, I have a few points to say about that, Miz. I just want to say quickly, you know, people are sacrificing Abraham for the victory of the team. Why would you diss Thomas Tuchel after all of these wins? You know, we're through to the FA Cup final, we're through to the Champions League semi-finals. We're literally basically already 4th, you know, in the Premier League, in my opinion. So I don't go why people are so unhappy that we're already having so much success under Tuchel. But my other question I wanted to raise about this was, you know, we're linked with obviously Erling Haaland a lot, and he's not known to be a fluid striker. He's a number 9 who likes to stay down the middle. He's not someone who will interchange and drift on the left and play as inverted, you know, left wingers. So I just wanted to raise a question with you, Miz, if you think that Erling Haaland is going to be, if the way you're talking about it, like obviously we do play a really fluid front 3 with Havertz drifting, Werner drifting. So you think that Thomas Tuchel is really going to go for Erling Haaland if, you know, he's playing like this and dissing, and so not dissing, I'm not playing Abraham and Giroud.
Look, I have seen enough from Erling Haaland against Man City that he's capable of doing that. I think he's capable of doing it. He's mobile, he's sharp, he's quick, he's capable of doing that. But that's a side story. I don't think we're going to get Haaland anyway. I honestly don't think we're going to get Haaland. He's too expensive. There's talks about him earning something around 300k or plus per week, or something even ridiculous, to be honest. Something around 30 or 40 million a year. It's the kind of money that we are not going to have. That wage structure is going to be absolutely blown apart. We start giving wages like that to Erling Haaland, the next thing is going to be people like Mason Mount are going to say, well, how come I don't deserve that kind of money? I've done probably a lot more for this club to deserve that caliber of money. So it will destroy the wage structure. So that's one of the reasons. I'm not saying that's the reason, but to answer your question, I definitely think Erling Haaland can adapt to that. I just don't think I've seen enough from Tammy Abraham to be fluid.
And also, also, Miz, with Lukaku as well, you know, we're also linked to them. I think it's more possible of us getting Lukaku at this stage than Erling Haaland. So do you think I've seen Lukaku as staying central, holding up the play, you know, going one-on-one and turning defenders. So do you think Lukaku can play that role as a left inverted forward as well?
But I think Lukaku might be able to play that, but he's a bit more of a prolific focal point for me, and he's mobile as well, man. But I won't be surprised, boys, if we don't even get a striker. Honestly, I won't be surprised. Like, I'm not saying like a frontline striker. If we lose Tammy Abraham, we may get a striker, but that might be someone who's a bit of a backup striker as opposed to a frontline striker. I think Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, and the way we are sort of interchanging, I could be completely wrong. This is just my theory. But yeah, Ishan, my man, what's your thoughts about the whole Tammy Abraham situation?
Yeah, so my thoughts are, I very much agree with what you said in terms of like how Abraham not necessarily completely fits what I guess Tuchel wants from his strikers. I didn't expect him to start today. I didn't want him to start today. I didn't want him to even come on as a sub. I didn't want him to play against Porto. But my main issue is the kind of inconsistencies about the situation. So I think like we spoke about Haaland and Lukaku, and I think Tuchel's playing the situation as if he's already got a striker for next season. With the way I guess Abraham's been like omitted from lineups, not just lineups but squads as well. If we let Abraham go without signing another striker, I don't think that's a very good move at all, because we have Giroud who might be leaving as well. And I guess Havertz and Timo don't really. Havertz is really good, but what if he gets injured? I don't trust Timo against a low block at all. And so it would be nice to kind of see him giving Abraham some kind of opportunities to build his confidence and his form. The Crystal Palace game, for example, we're up 4-1. You don't need Kai Havertz to be playing 90 minutes that game. If you really wanted to give Abraham a chance to kind of show that he kind of deserves to be a part of the squad, not starting game, not playing every game, but just a part of the squad, then you would have given him minutes in that game. And that's what kind of irritates me, because we've seen this in the past too, with new managers coming in, feeling the pressure of getting results, and then it's always about keeping senior players happy, and the young players are the ones who suffer from this. And I think Abraham is on the wrong end of this, through some fault of his own, for like, I guess, not being in the best form. But I still think it's a little harsh. And before people come at me saying like, I'm being negative, like I'm 100% like for Tuchel. This is literally the only kind of pet peeve that I've had about him, is his little treatment of Abraham. And even the comments he made today of why he omitted him from the squad, talking about how he's low on confidence. But at the same time, when Timo Werner has been low on confidence, he's played him continuously through that. So it's just the inconsistencies of that that's been kind of like irritating me a bit. But yeah, I'm fine with him leaving Chelsea, but I do want a replacement for him. I don't want him to leave without us not signing another striker.
I think we are going to get a replacement. Now, what caliber of replacement, I don't know. Just a couple of things, as you mentioned, in terms of some of these young players. Mason Mount and Reece James are a permanent fixture in our team, man. So from that argument, it's not like Thomas Tuchel is completely favouring the experienced players or the older players. You look at some of our youngsters up front, Pulisic, Kai Havertz. These are all young players, man. Experienced players are generally in the back, in the centre back position or in the double sixes. So he has been very much all for the youngsters as well. As I said, man, I get your comment about Crystal Palace. We're 4-1 up. Can you give someone like Tammy Abraham an opportunity? But then you also said that Thomas Tuchel's in a situation where he's there to get a lot of key objectives for us, top four. Get as far as possible in the Champions League, get us into the FA Cup final, win that, because we need to now win it. We are favourites to win it now. Let's be honest. We are favourites to win it. We need to win that silverware. So, he's not in the business of, at the moment, providing those minutes for Tammy Abraham, because it's not the right situation to do that. Had he had the season from the beginning, maybe we would have seen a lot more of Tammy Abraham. But he's in such a tight situation right now where I don't feel he has a luxury. And what benefit really would have done for Tammy Abraham to come 5 minutes in that Palace game? I don't know. I'm just throwing that up there, but I completely understand what you're saying, Ishan, from that perspective. Ryan, what's your thoughts before we move into the whole analysis of this game, just on that front three and why we're not seeing much of Giroud and Tammy Abraham?
Once again, if you'll hear any dogs or construction going on, bear with me. Just let me know and I'll talk louder. So I think that I just want to premise this by saying that I'm a huge fan of Tammy Abraham. Last season, that was the first academy players shirt I bought. as a Tammy jersey. I love Tammy Abraham,
Nice.
and I think that he has improved a lot since he came here, and he's always been a striker that scores more than 20 goals a season. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I agree with all the points that y'all are hearing. That no, okay, cool.
That's fine, bro. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think that I agree. One could argue for Tommy is that okay, so Miz said that we want Tommy to do something very particular, and he doesn't have the qualities for that. We're looking for something very particular, someone who could roam from side to side, not only drop deep, but roam from side to side.
Yeah.
And another place you could bring up the argument that for the rest of the players, Tuchel seemed to have allowed them to play with their favored qualities, while the other team compensated for that. But then again, it goes to the holistic part of the team, because in order for Mason and Ziyech to play as wingers and to drop deep, to form, let's form a diamond here, right? So our CM would be the base of the diamond, our right wing back would be the edge of the diamond, our RAM or LAM would be the another edge of the diamond, and the peak of the diamond, that to allow Mason or Ziyech to be on the edge of the diamond, we need our striker to come down to be the peak of that diamond. But as opposed to a normal regular number 9 like Tammy or Giroud, they're not just gonna come to the peak of a diamond and lay off a ball and then run back into the box. That's not what Havertz does. Havertz comes there and acts as a sort of inside forward winger. Yes, he can lay off the ball. Yes, he can link play. Yes, he can find passes. But for a lot of the time, he has to dribble in those tight areas and get in behind and make something happen out of nothing. And that is a quality that Tammy does not possess. So if we're going to get the best out of Tammy and allow him not to come back and be the tip of that diamond, then our attack would be less fluid, because then Mason, in addition to being something that isn't fluid, defenders would defend very easily against us. And I think that is why Tammy isn't getting enough game. That even if we play to Tammy's strengths, then it would ruin the balance of our game, or we'd have to change tactics completely. And for someone who's been injured for 7 weeks, and for a team that's been doing so well, we're not going to change our whole tactics for one player to flourish. Right now, we found a system that, yes, we change our game plan every game, but more or less our system and like our basic, I would say the basic things we do, how we attack, how we defend, 5 in the back, 5 in attack, is the same no matter what game plan we use. And we're not going to just change that for one player and ruin that balance. Even though I'd love to see Tammy get more time, I'd love to see him make it here as a player. In this part of the season, being in an FA Cup final, being in a Champions League semi-final, fighting for top 4 in a competitive race, I want to do anything that we could do to win, especially what RJ, is it RJ on Twitter, the Australian?
Yeah.
RJ, he mentioned that Tuchel only has 18 months. He has to come to win. He can't get the best out of 24 players. He can't have 24 players happy. He's done a very good job at having the 80% of our squad happy, playing week in, week out, getting rest, getting into the squad. And we're in a crucial part of the season, and we need to do what we have to do to win. And if Tammy falls short and falls to the side because of that, that's unfortunate. But that being said, I hope there could be open communication with Tuchel and Tammy, that if there's things Tammy can improve on to adapt to that position, I still think that Havertz could be a great RM. I think he has the makings to be a great RM, and we've seen how good he is. He's getting better at being more physical, at holding up players on number 9, so he can match that intensity of dropping into deeper areas too. So I know there's still open doors for Tammy if needed, but right now we can't think about those doors. We have one door, and that is Champions League final, top 4, and FA Cup final. So yeah, that's what I have to say about Tammy.
No, absolutely, man. It's so well said the way you put it, that we're not going to be changing at this moment of the time to change our complete game plan for one player to come in to get some minutes. And this is the thing I want the fan base to understand. And as I said, Ishan and Taron completely understand what you boys are saying and also what Ryan is saying. But we know how this fan base operates, boys. We know how this fan base operates. They try and find a small little thing about a manager. Before you know it, the media takes that. They start writing a whole heap of articles about it. And before you know, Thomas Tuchel out. Like, the guy has literally done everything possible to turn this, season around from us, from the mess that we were in. He's completely turned it around. Champions League semi-final, FA Cup final. We're now favourites to win that. We're probably half favourites to go through against Real Madrid as well. And we are still in the battle for top 4. Literally 3 months ago, we were nowhere near any of this. And now we want to be upset that, Tammy's not getting any minutes. And so I really like what you said, Ryan, in the sense that we're not going to be changing all of that, for one player. So that's enough about that. We've covered Tammy Abraham. Hopefully everyone understands my stance, Ishan's stance, Taron's stance, Ryan's stance on this matter. And hopefully you guys don't take it, misunderstand us. Completely understand what the live chat is also saying about Tammy Abraham. Let's not talk about this particular game. I'll go to you, Taron. First half and the second half, let's talk a little bit about the match. Bro, I completely felt that, Thomas Tuchel absolutely outplayed Pep Guardiola. The way we control the first half, we did not allow them with the free-flowing game. They just didn't seem like they were in the match, man. And I don't think they were off the ball or anything like that. They're not in form. They had rotation, but I feel like we were so much superior with our ball control and our pressing and counter-pressing. The way we pressed, the way we counter-pressed was unbelievable. Seriously unbelievable what we were doing. And overall, I have to say kudos to Thomas Tuchel. Yet another fantastic display. A complete package. For me, that was a complete performance. 1-0 victory. Maybe had we been a little bit more clinical in regards to how we take our runs, we were a bit offside a couple of times. In the second half, Pulisic with that fine finish as well. Once again, I think offside. First half, Timo Werner was slightly offside as well, where he puts in Ziyech and Ziyech scores. So it could have been a far damaging score for us. We could have actually had a much, much better look. But yeah, what would you think about that, overall first half and second half display? But before we get to the massive shout out to Declared for this super chat. Thank you so much. Big win night. Or look at Mrs. Clock on the wall. That's why you should smash the like button. It says 5:17 a.m. guys. That's what I'm doing. I'm up here 5:17 a.m. doing this for you guys. But I appreciate that, Declared. Taron, what do you think about that match overall from us?
Yeah, I agree with you, Miss. Everything said. I saw a comment earlier from Dieter Van Goot kind of saying, what do you think was the key to this win today? And I'm going back to this. Tuchel has said on many occasions, you can be as good as you want on the ball, but off the ball, if you're not intense and you're not winning the ball back effectively, you're not moving the other team around, then you're not going to get the win.
Tuchel said this in the press conference.
Tuchel has mentioned this on many occasions. People ask him, and he always says, if you're not intensity, he mentions the word intensity all the time. He's so key. He's like, what do you think is similar about you and Guardiola? He says, not much, but we play with intensity, both teams. We saw in the first half. Do you know what we were doing? We were letting the two centre-backs have the ball. We were letting Diaz and Laporte drive out as much as they want. But as soon as they got into our area, as soon as they passed to Cancelo and Mendy, Rodri, we had 2-3 players on them. As soon as Mendy got the ball, we saw Reece James quickly pressing. As soon as Cancelo got the ball, we saw Chilwell, whoever it was. I mean, Kante was so crucial to this win as well. I feel like the way we played off the ball today was key to the reason we won today. As soon as they got into our defensive third, we had Kante and then we had Jorginho. We didn't let De Bruyne come into the game. We didn't let Jesus turn. We didn't let who else was playing in that game? Sterling get in behind. We were so good off the ball in that game. As soon as they got with the ball and we won it back, we counter-pressed effectively. And I would say that when we counter-pressed, we saw Tuchel a few times. He was a bit frustrated. We won the ball back and we lost it straight away, or we gave it away, or we just booted our pitch. That was a bit frustrating, but we were so good off the ball today against this Man City side. We saw in the game at 3-1 at Stamford Bridge against Man City, we tried to press high. As soon as they came at us, we were not counter-pressing effectively. They moved us around too easily, and that's a key to why we lost the game. Jorginho, 100%. Jorginho is so crucial. I mentioned it in the stream before. Jorginho comes out of his zones to press. I mentioned that Jorginho tends to go high and press the CDM at times, and his knowledge of the game is so important to the way we press. Jorginho, I feel like, is always telling the players where to be, and he's always, I say conducting the counter press, being almost like the Thomas Tuchel on the pitch. He's so crucial in doing that.
Taron,
And
how much people don't understand Jorginho, that how crucial he is to the counter press.
Jorginho is amazing. I always said Jorginho's counter pressing is really good. He's not the quickest, but his intelligence allows him to get into the right positions to counter press. He stops us from getting out of the ball, and he helps the other players to, come in and win the ball back. It's so crucial where we played. But on the ball, so I did feel like we were good. I believe we had more possession than Man City today. We were keeping the ball so well. They were pressing us hard. And we've had times this season where, I'll use Barnsley as an example. They pressed us so high up the pitch that prevented us completely from playing. The Liverpool game was probably, I'd say like a journey for us and how we came, the way we broke out their press. And today, Jorginho Kante was so composed on the ball. Chilwell, I want to give a shout out to him. He was so composed on the ball and retaining possession. Reece James, the power this guy has on his chest. When the ball sticks to his chest like PJ glue, mate. Like, it's so crucial to the way you play. And amazing. We won the ball back and we played Timo Werner in behind. I saw so many runs by him that were not passed to, but I feel like the main reason I was saying is the way we played off the ball today, the way we pressed them as soon as they got into our zones. We didn't let Rodri have time on the ball. We didn't let Foden. We didn't let De Bruyne. But that's the reason these players are all out of the game, and all credit to Thomas Tuchel. I have all the respect. This guy knows how to win games, and there's not many games I'll say he's not going to win from now on, miss.
No, absolutely. Ishan, do you think that was near perfection from Thomas Tuchel?
Yeah, it most certainly was. I think the biggest aspect of this win was how we all played like a team. We were like one unit, pressing together, cutting passing lanes together, and everything we did was together. And I think that showed when the final whistle blew, how the way we celebrated. And my laptop's gonna die soon, but I'm gonna put it on charge after I finish saying this. But yeah,
do you want to put it on charge? Do you want to put it on charge now, just in case?
Oh, sorry, yeah,
put it on charge. Yeah. But yeah, guys, take this opportunity to smash the like button. We've got 132 people on right now. Smash the like button. Check out the jersey promotion right now in the description. 50% off, further 10% off with my code. So get yourself and get all the jerseys today. But yeah, Ishan, go on.
Yeah, I think Tuchel deserves a lot of credit for this one, and just the way he manages big games. We've beaten. He's been here 2 months, 3 months, and he's beaten now Guardiola. He's beaten Klopp. He's beaten Diego Simeone, Jose Mourinho, Carlo Ancelotti, like some of the best managers to ever play, to ever manage in football. Beaten all of them, and with ease. Like, none of those games did we ever look like we were going to lose that game.
So true.
If I'm not wrong, I think we've kept clean sheets in every single one of those games as well. So that is testament to what he's done, and also what this team is doing in terms of believing in the manager system. And I'm a big fan of Frank Lampard, but this is what it feels like to have, I guess, a real coach who's got the experience of the big games and knows how to nullify the opponent's strengths. Sorry.
Yeah, no, 100% Ishan. All of these names, Ishan, Nishal, all so similar. But yeah, 100% agree with you, Ishan, in regards to what you said about Thomas Tuchel. We forget the fact, the amount of clean sheets we are getting, Ishan. I think we are so caught up in the victories, we are forgetting the clean sheets that are coming along as well. As you said, not only we're winning, we look like we're not troubled. We're not troubled one bit by the opposition. And this is the crazy part. And Thomas Tuchel has only been here for such a short time, guys. Imagine he has the preseason with the boys. Imagine the madness. And Ishan, I don't know if you saw this in the press conference. I'm pretty sure you know this, Taron, because you were there in the preview with me. Yesterday in the press conference, Thomas Tuchel said clearly, he said, from day one next season, we are going to be hunting down Manchester City. And honestly, I got goosebumps when I heard this man say that, because he has put the marker down. He has put the marker down, and he's put a challenge out there for Pep Guardiola that you're not running away next year, my man. You are not running away. We are going to be behind you, and we're going to be absolutely gunning this down. I've got no issues to say that next season we're going to be title challengers, honestly. Dita, my man, thank you so much for this super chat. Miz is real example of dedication on everything involving Chelsea. Thank you, my man. Honestly, do appreciate that a lot. Ryan, what do you think about that total match, first half, second half? I mean, did you ever think that how we nullified Man City. When you think about Man City, Ryan, you think about free-flowing football. They're going to carve us open. They're going to get a lot of opportunities. But I honestly cannot remember a single opportunity, a proper opportunity that I had. And obviously, I cannot wait till you do a thread on this particular match down the track. Please, guys, do follow Ryan for all his threads. Honestly, he's an absolute genius when it comes to post-match analysis and whatnot. But Ryan, were you like absolutely in shock and awe that how well we managed Man City?
I wasn't. Yes and no. It wasn't a shock because I think that we have been so professional under Tuchel. That's the best way to say it. Defensively, we've been professional, and a lot of people says that Chelsea is a young side. Maybe we're a young side attacking, but defensively, we have a bunch of experienced players playing for us. And not only that, I mean, obviously Chilwell and Reece are very young also, but the way we play is just so professional. And I'm not surprised at all of how we played today. I think that Man City had no answers for the questions we asked. But I think that one thing is that we're very hard to read as a team. We have a very hard team to prepare for because I'm not sure what dimension we can bring. Because we had a huge Champions League game, a really brutal one. We could have easily switched tactics to have Alonso be up top with Werner, even have Giroud up there. You don't know how to defend against us, and they took a very cautious approach to our game. And I just saw someone say they're hearing a Trini accent. Yeah, that's me. Carefree tactics. Yeah, Ryan. Yeah,
we love it, right? We love it, Ryan. Bro. We love it.
Yeah, so no, it's been very professional, and tactically I could say a lot of things, but I know we're going to go into each player, so I'll wait until that. But I'm just very happy with this performance, and it shows that at big games we can keep our head and be focused, and that's one thing I was very, very pleased with.
Nah, brilliant. Ron, yeah, go on, Ishan.
Did you guys see the polls that the FA Cup Twitter page was doing about like the combined starting 11s?
Yeah. Timo Werner won, didn't he, for the striker?
Every single Chelsea player won that poll. That whole team is
Chelsea Twitter, man, is mad.
But Chelsea Twitter dominates.
Yeah, but the players justified that today. The way they performed, like one of them like deserved to be in that combined 11 now. Like when you look at it that way. But yeah, no, that's all I had to say. I remember that.
Sean, maybe that was the reason they all played so well. They saw the poll and they got confidence on Chelsea Twitter.
For sure.
Do not mess with Chelsea football Twitter. We are strong. We are very, very strong. Boys, we now have to talk about Hakim Ziyech. The next few parts of this segment is all going to be about Hakim Ziyech. I'm going to bring this up. I'll go to you, Ryan, because you are the tactical masterclass from this particular panel that we have. Obviously, this was the setup, ladies and gentlemen. Rudiger, Silva, Azpi, Kepa, RJ, Chilwell, Jorginho, Kante, Mason Mount, Timo Werner, and Ziyech. The front three obviously interchanged. Even though I've got Werner up front, really, he did not play there most of the times. It was very much interchanging. To be honest, it was probably more like this most of the times, as opposed to not being like that. Timo Werner and Mason Mount really switched up a lot, and so did Ziyech as well. So just for argument's sake, we're gonna have this as the natural startup sort of default formation. But Ryan, the goal from our boy, well, my boy Ziyech, basically happened in this manner. I just want to draw this up. Give me 1 second, guys. Mason Mount from this particular position gets the ball and he whips in a nice, we must say, Mason Mount, that was a quality left-footed pass to Timo Werner to put him just behind the defense. Kudos to Mason Mount to, basically taking his game to different levels all the time. And then Timo Werner running into space, getting into this really, really dangerous positions, picking up Mason Mount's pass. And from there, it was a total replay of the Atletico Madrid goal in the second leg that we scored. Timo Werner picks up the ball from here. Ziyech makes that run, but I don't know what the Manchester City keeper was doing. He came out for no reason. I'm not really sure why. Timo Werner whips in a nice, on the ground, squares the ball on the ground, cross for Ziyech, and Ziyech open goal, just smashes it straight into the goal. And that was the 1-0, and that was the winner at the end of the day. And I tweeted this before the match started when I saw the lineup, guys, that I just felt that Hakim Ziyech was going to score today, and my boy did not let me down. Fantastic goal, fantastic cross from Timo Werner. We're going to talk about Timo Werner as well. But Ryan, I could honestly see that type of a goal coming in that game from minute one. I just had the feeling that's exactly how we're going to score, because we said it. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure Taron remembers this from the preview, and he got a bit of a stick for saying this. He said that Man City's flanks, the left and the right side, are where we're going to get them. And Cancelo and Zinchenko or whatever, Mendy in this game are gonna have that trouble with us because we play with the wing backs. And Taron was right. He got a bit of stick in the preview, but at the end of the day, he comes up trumps, and this is why we have Taron in my panel. Ryan, what do you think about that particular play from us for that goal?
Well, first thing I want to say is that Man City, the way they're able to get numbers up top and then transition so smoothly and quickly back to sort of two lines of defense, low block, was impressive. So any runs in behind, it wasn't going to be as obvious as versus Liverpool. There's going to be a split-second opportunity where either Ziyech or Werner is going to make a run, and that would only be valid for 1 second. So I think that kudos to Chilwell and Mason and Jorginho for acting so quickly. We expect this of Jorginho. We expect this to a certain extent from Mason, even though sometimes Mason could hold on to the ball for too long. I was pleased today to see that he tried to release it as fast as possible. His head was always up today. I love that. But Chilwell, I think that was one complaint I had about Chilwell when he started integrating back into this team as a left wing back. My trouble with Chilwell is that he was always reluctant to play those passes in behind from deep areas. For a player who's starting position in such deep areas, he had to improve on those places to read those runs a little better instead of always choosing to run down the wing and then trying to cross. And I think that's where Chilwell really, he looked to play early so many times today, and he read those runs from Ziyech and Werner really good, along with Mount and along with Jorginho. So I was really happy to see that everything, we had a game plan today. Everybody was aware of the game plan, and nothing happened by mistake today, because those chances we created was repeated patterns. The first offside goal by Ziyech, it was basically the same thing. Then the real goal, then even when Ziyech got played through. So it was a game plan that we executed really well, and we could have won by maybe 3 or 4-0 today if things had went in our way. So yeah, it was a really good game plan for us, and this is just a team that keeps on giving. You never know how we're going to attack you, but we're going to, in our own way, whether it's obvious or not, we're going to still get clear chances, whether we look dangerous or look not dangerous. We're going to get clear chances. It's if we take them, and today we took them, we won.
Yeah, 100%. Ishan, it's so well said that, Ryan, what he just said, that goal was not a fluke. It felt like it was a repeated action. These lads had tried this in training. And we saw this against Atletico Madrid, those flanks. And Taron mentioned this in the preview as well. Us playing as, with the wing backs allows us to spread the game out. And Mason sitting just around that area where Chilwell is, releases Timo Werner. And this is another reason why Timo Werner started. Obviously, had Pulisic been there, Pulisic probably, had he not played against Porto, probably he would have started. But this is the reason why we play Timo Werner, with his explosive pace and his ability he's got some sort of chemistry now happening with Ziyech as well. So from that perspective, Ishan, this is not a fluke way that we scored. We definitely trained on this. Is that how you feel as well?
Yeah, 100%. And that's why yesterday I tweeted that I fully expect Timo Werner to start in today's game, because his pace is literally a cheat code for us. Pulisic is real fast. I think Werner's acceleration over the first I think 10 meters is just I think the fastest in the team. And yeah, it definitely wasn't a fluke goal, because even against Atletico, when Timo Werner did start, as a center forward. We kept looking for those balls over the defenders, and that's the biggest game plan whenever we do play Timo Werner. It should always be try and find him early, because even though we didn't. We only found him early a few times. Like, he was constantly making those runs. Sometimes he's offside, but like the fact that he's always willing to make those runs is definitely a big benefit, because we can just play the ball early to him. We don't have to worry about playing out from the back. You know, when the teams press us way too high, we always have that out ball of like, we can just hoof it over and Timo will do the job. So it definitely isn't a fluke goal. It's something that we've worked on, not just the pass to Timo, but then Ziyech coming into the box to kind of support him as well. So yeah, kudos to the boys for doing that.
100%. It all seemed like they knew exactly what to do. Mace, he gets the ball, looks up, releases Timo Werner. Timo Werner knew he had to go there, and Ziyech was following in. It's just like they've done this a million times in the training ground, and it was just a matter of, let's just finish this off. And exactly like that, we tried to do it in the first half, where it was just by a centimeter offside from Timo Werner. Taron, your boy and my boy, you know, coming together and doing this madness for us. Mason Mount pass from here, Timo Werner released, Ziyech coming in. I mean, when that goal went in, Taron, my boy, what do you feel, bro? Tell me about your feelings about that particular goal.
When I came back from the kitchen and saw that we scored and I rewinded the goal, yes, I was jumping, man. I was so happy. Like, my guy scored again. But what I will say, I'll have to give credit to Hakim Ziyech, because we saw at the start of the game, he got into a great position and scored. It was offside. We saw against Liverpool, every time Timo Werner was getting behind Ziyech, making these runs. And he's always, I haven't seen this from Ziyech before, but it's really smart runs. He's timing his runs really well and doing good things. But yeah, what I will say is,
he's always in between the defenders, isn't
100%. His positioning is really good from them, as we call it in the UK, sweaty goals, which is kind of where you pass to an open goal and it's 1-1 with the keeper. We know that from FIFA, but Ziyech keeps getting into his positions. Very good. We mentioned in the preview, as you mentioned a few times, Cancelo, I've mentioned it. He's an amazing attacking fullback, but I think I went a bit overboard. I said he was poor defensively. He's not poor defensively, but he does have lapses. I'd say Kyle Walker's a bit better defensively than him. Cancelo, who left the space for Werner, it's very hard to run in behind Diaz and Laporte. So I felt like the way for us to get in was to get in behind on the flanks and then kind of cut. So that's what Werner did. He got in behind the gap left by Cancelo, got in behind. And can I say, Timo Werner's run was timed perfectly. I have to say, he could have stayed, he could have gone forward, but I saw he just held his run a little bit. And then, the explosive, as Ishan said, his cheat code pace. He got in behind perfectly, and Ziyech was there perfectly for the comeback. What a pass by Mason Mount as well, perfectly timed. It was a really wonderful goal, and I'd say that some goals from under Tuchel haven't been amazing, but that goal was, as you said, really well worked. It's definitely worked on the training ground. Getting behind the space left on the flanks, and Ziyech, getting to the right positions, and a very composed finish as well from Ziyech. So I'll say, Timo Werner, I don't know if we're going to give the Timo Werner praise now, but yeah, I thought it was a really, really good performance by Timo Werner today.
But for you, you don't need to wait, bro. You just go with the Timo Werner praise.
Thank you,
There's no waiting.
Thank you. Yeah, no, wonderful by Timo Werner. Amazing performance today. I felt like he played with a bit more confidence. We've said that he needs a few games on the bench to, see how well Pulisic's doing. And he played up to the game today. He felt the pressure of Pulisic, I feel, and he felt like he had to perform today. And I've said Timo Werner's pace is really important in games, when winning the ball back on counter-pressing, with getting it behind, with just doing the ball over the top to Timo Werner to get him behind. And what a performance by him today. There's some games that it doesn't suit him, low block games, when he has to go one-on-one up against defenders. But this game suited him perfectly, I'd say. Against Liverpool, he's running the channels really well. But, what an amazing goal, I'd say. That was really, really well worked. And, yeah, kudos to Ziyech as well. What a run and what a goal.
Nah, absolutely, man. And we're going to do the player performances. We're going to talk a little bit more about these particular players. Let's get straight into the player performance. I think it's worthwhile starting to talk about that. I'll go to you, Ishan, first up. Let's start with Hakim Ziyech, and not focusing too much about the goal. We've just touched on the goal, but let's talk about all these stupid rumors that have been coming out that Hakim Ziyech is probably going to be looking to leave. I never once believed it, because Hakim has said it literally a few weeks ago that you guys have not seen the real Hakim yet, and you're going to see it. And I feel like in the last month or so, he has been in an upward trajectory. That West Brom game really stunted that situation, because the red card meant that he had to come out. And then after that, he's just been a bit unlucky. But he's been coming off the bench, and he really should have deserved 2 assists. one against, I believe, against Palace and one against Porto. That ball against Porto, how he puts in Pulisic, honestly, Pulisic should have put that away. And the ball that he put for Kai Havertz needed to put away against Palace. So in essence, he's been coming off the bench and he's still doing madness. Now he gets the winner, takes us into the FA Cup final. He got the winner against Atletico Madrid. He got the winner against crucial second goal against Sheffield United. Honestly, Sheffield United gave us a bit of a heart attack in the second half in that FA Cup game. I feel like this formation we're playing right now is not always suitable for him to come in because we do have one less attacker to choose from because we're going to play with either Mount, Pulisic, or Kai Havertz. Mount is a permanent stayer in the team, so then it makes it very difficult. But I think, Ishan, would you agree next season, hopefully, if Thomas Tuchel does change the formation around to a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, that Ziyech will be one of the most important players in this particular team?
Yeah, I don't really, I can't predict the future like that, but yeah, he's certainly a very, very important player. I'm not sure if he can play every 3 days right now with the kind of fitness level that he has. I think he's still building on that. But I remember, so there's this quote that I will be posting later. Ziyech said before the game, "I'm a big game player. I thrive in big games."
I love it.
He did. And you see that in the Champions League too, just his kind of confidence on the ball. And we saw that today as well. Not just the goal, but also I remember in the first half that chance that Chilwell missed. Ziyech got the ball, turned, found Reece James like first time, and Reece James then put the ball into Chilwell, which should have been 1-0. But no, Ziyech is such a good link between the I guess attacking players or the runners from that are going into attacking positions and the midfield. He can drop deep. He can also run beyond. Even though he's not the quickest, he can run beyond the center backs. We saw that with the chance that he missed to put it 2-0. He was one-on-one, but he made that run from deep. Yeah, he's just a very, very clever player. He's not the best when it comes to a physical battle. Sometimes, like when the game is not on the floor, when it's played more like long ball or second balls and things like that, he's not the best in those situations, which is understandable. He's a flair player, but no, when we can take advantage of his strengths, he can be so dangerous. He has that potential to play that final ball again and again. And we say, you already mentioned it, he should have so many more assists this season.
Oh, 100%. He's missing out a lot of. I love what you said about he's a big game player. I can't wait till you tweet that out. I'm going to retweet that because he is Ishan. He's a big game player. He's been brought in against Atletico Madrid in the second leg, scores a goal and gives us that advantage straight away. You know, he's been brought in this big semi-final, scores a goal, gets us the winner. So there's no doubt that Hakim Ziyech is a big game player. And, you know, you want a player like that in your team. Taron, we need to talk about Timo Werner. Once again, we're not really going to touch too much on the assists. Obviously, we talked about it, but I want to talk about other facets of Timo Werner. He gets a lot of stick, and I've given him stick as well. And I've decided I'm probably not going to do that much, be negative towards him because obviously we've talked about his first touch. I think it's slowly getting a bit better as well. I think the thing I want to talk about Timo Werner is that, Taron, the man time and time again keeps producing assists for us. He produces a lot of assists. Yeah, he's not getting the goals, but he's still there with the assists. So that needs to be put in the timeline as well. And someone mentioned something. I need to bring this up. Thank you so much, Richard Bosden, for this particular comment. Timo wins matches without scoring. I think this is a massive factor that we need to talk about, that we cannot just disregard Timo Werner like that. Once again, we need to be patient with Timo Werner. I think the goals will eventually come next season. It is the first season just to sort of adapt. But his goal involvement, the contribution he's provided already this season, that cannot be disregarded. What do you have to say about that, Taron?
Well, I will say firstly, the timing of his pass for the offside goal at the start was perfect to Ziyech as well, and the timing of his passes are always actually really good in the final third. And I have to say that if Pulisic was in that position, when he was running in behind, I'd say Pulisic is a player who likes to drop deep. He's not a guy who usually likes running behind a lot, so they're different players. You can't really compare them. But yeah, Timo Werner's won so many penalties this season as well, and I know they're not counted on WhoScored.com, Transfermarkt as an assist, but I count them as an assist. They're so crucial to scoring a goal. We saw
winning a penalty should be a goal involvement. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what, Miss? Let's go to UEFA tomorrow and email them up and contact them to change the rules of football. But at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, he won the penalty that ultimately won us the game. And I'll say that he does a lot off the ball. I've always said this. He's always in a good position to prevent, cut the passing lanes. He stayed on, I believe it was Rodri, quite a lot today to prevent him from coming forward. And he always runs it behind. I've said before about Pulisic, but I say with Pulisic, he's a player that everyone likes to watch because, he's similar to Eden Hazard. He picks up the ball from deep. He's a player that is really aesthetic on the eye. But Werner's a complete different play in his game. He's not a player who's going to pick up the ball from deep, take on 3 players, nutmeg 4, and bang it top ends. That's not Timo Werner. He's a player who plays in the last man, times his runs really well, and gets crucial assists and wins penalties. That's what I say about him. And that's also crucial to our game. Like I said, he's not a player who can start every single game. I'd like to say as well that we have a lot of options. We're really gifted to have a lot of options for different games. If we need a target man to start, we'll have Giroud. If we need a player to get behind the high line, we have Werner. If we need a bit of both, we have Kai Havertz, who's kind of, as Thomas Tuchel says, the half between 10, like a 9.5, he likes to say. That's kind of what Havertz is. But yeah, I'd like to say Timo Werner, a big thank you to Timo Werner for the assist today. I know you're watching, Timo. I saw you in the comments earlier. Thank you for the huge assist today, my guy. I'm always going to rep you on Twitter, and I always believed in you from the start. It kind of looks like I'm looking you in the eyes. It's quite creepy right now. But yeah, big ups to you, bro. Like, I knew you had it from the start, man. Like, you've done so much for this club, but people like to pick out the bad things, which is fair enough. But I like to say I really appreciate everything you do, and I don't know why I'm speaking to you right now, but big up Timo Werner. What performance today?
No, well said, Taron, man. I mean, look, we as I said, we need to start appreciating what some of these players are doing, as opposed to being so focused on what they're not doing. And I'm guilty of that as well. I need to focus on that. But well said about Timo Werner. Ryan, let's talk a little bit about Mason Mount. For me, Mason Mount, once again, was it you that you said in the last preview that Mason Mount is the Azpilicueta of the forward pack? Never, ever does he produce anything less than 7.5. Yet again, another really, really solid performance. I don't think he was mind-blowing, but at the same time, he wasn't disastrous either. He put on a nice show. Great ball to release Timo Werner. He's always pressing well. His counter-pressing was fantastic. I feel like he deserved something from the referee. That stamp on the face from Fernandinho was not on. I can't believe Man City got away with that. Overall, Ryan, what do you think about Mason Mount's game? Obviously, you said that when he's running now, he is trying to look up and looking for the options, which is something that I've always said about Mason Mount as well.
Yeah, I have no complaints with Mason this game. I think he was, you don't really, in games like this, it's hard to see how much work players actually put in. Same with Jorginho. A lot of work will go unseen to the eye, what he's done today. But today with Mason, all his counter pressing, how quick he was able to find those runs. He does a little bit of everything. Sometimes he makes those off the ball runs. Sometimes he drops deep to get the ball. He links up so well. He goes from one wing to another. So he is pivotal in allowing Ziyech and Werner to make those runs in behind, because he feels that gap that's left when those two are on the run, and especially against a back four, having 2 strikers against a back four running in behind is really puts a back four in a predicament. And having such a handful with Mason and Chilwell and even Kante in those areas and Reece James, it really makes it tough to put more than 4 defenders in a back line to drop into a back 5, because otherwise we'd dominate that area in the spaces between the lines. So I think we put Man City in a compromised position that they had no choice but to stick with a line of 4 in the back, and those 2 strikers made runs in behind, all due to how well and how much of a big presence Mason, Chilwell, Reece James has in those spaces between the lines. So yeah, very happy about that. I don't want to go back too far here, I just want to talk about, I had some thoughts about Ziyech. We were talking about him.
Of course, bro.
And you asked that question, is he gonna be a pivotal player next season, because he has so much attributes that could make us play very beautiful football, and he has that little something that other players in our team does not have.
Yeah.
I've been playing around a lot with my little tactical board like a nerd, and I really think that just because
people go out and you stay home and play with your tactical board.
That's what she said. But yeah, yeah. But the thing is, the way Chelsea attacks, when you watch our formation, we don't attack through the middle. So our formation doesn't stay the same through the middle. We attack with half of the pitch on the left hand, half of the pitch on the right hand side. So we basically use two different systems to adapt our players on the right and adapt our players on the left. We would change our system to allow Reece James to be deep and not overlap. So we'd have a wide winger on the right side, whereas for Chilwell, he overlaps on the left. So we would need an inside forward on the left. One thing I'm thinking about Ziyech, if he is going to play on that right side, and he's not a player who dribbles on the ball and gets in behind on the ball and is fast and physical to do that, it makes me kind of worry about if we are going to play Reece James in that right wing back position, we need a wide winger who can, bring that width and dimension to our play, and could also, when you provide that width going forward, getting in behind it, it allows a lot of space for Mason to drop into that little pocket of space in between the lines where he loves to play. Also for Havertz to make those runs in behind to the right side also. So, and for Pulisic to make those late runs at far post. It creates so much space having a wide winger. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Versus only having a tucked in winger. So I think that I really wanted to see Hudson-Odoi get a chance to play as a right winger when Reece James play. I think that there's so many games that Hudson could play, even though he's an option for right wing back. Maybe Tuchel wants him to learn that position better, because in the long run, he probably sees Reece James as a right centre back and Callum Hudson-Odoi as a right wing back. But yeah, I think that Hudson-Odoi could, having him as a wide right winger would be so pivotal to our game, and I really wish we could see that. So about Ziyech playing next season, it makes me think, if we're going to get the best out of Ziyech on the right side, what other factors and players would have to be around him, and would it be worth it? Would the best of Ziyech be worth changing how we operate from the right? So I was wondering what you all think about that.
Yeah, no, it's a very, very good question, and yeah, the other factor is, yeah, you're right. Like Callum Hudson-Odoi is another one that we're not seeing much of in recent times. I would like to see him as well. Obviously, he played against Crystal Palace, which was fantastic, and he had a very, very good game indeed. But just to answer that, Ryan, I feel like, when he used to play for Ajax, when Ziyech used to play for Ajax, he played quite wide, man. And the ability he had was he would take the ball and he would cut in. And then he would allow someone like, a flying right back to come through. You're right. Is Reece James going to turn into that type of player? I think Thomas Tuchel will work on that. I think if Reece James wants to play right back next season, he is going to have to be a lot more enterprising going forward. Obviously, as a wing back now, he's been sort of deployed more as a defensive, player against some of these teams. And when we want to go and attack, we're using someone like Callum Hudson-Odoi. But I think Thomas Tuchel will work on that, and I feel like he will try and give Reece James a lot more freedom next season if we do switch to a back four to really overlap and help someone like Hakim Ziyech, because then it gives Hakim the ability to trick the opposition, whether he wants to cut in or whether he wants to take them on and go past them, because that's exactly what he was doing in Ajax. And then he'd drift into central locations and find those goals in the middle as well. So it only means positives for us, but Reece James definitely has to, be more enterprising if we go four at the back. But that's my thoughts. Let's talk a little bit more about the player performance. I'll go to you, Taron. Well, let's talk about Kante and Jorginho here. For me, I said something in the first half at the end, tweeted it out, that I love Kante. I 100% love Kante, the way he goes out there, wins balls, interceptions. And Jorginho does that as well. Jorginho doesn't proactively go out there and win ball, but he counter-presses very well as well. But the thing about Kante that I don't like always is his passing ability. I feel like sometimes he loses out in the passing. I saw Ishan tweeted that out in halftime as well, that it frustrates him with the way Kante passes. Overall, I still don't think Kante Jorginho is our best double six sort of pairing. I think Kante Kovacic or Jorginho Kovacic is the best one. Kovacic basically is the main. He needs to be there, and then you have either one of those guys, right? And Jorginho, for me, had a fantastic game once again. Control the tempo, control the passing. Once again, superb in intercepting plays, blocking out the lines, basically dominating their midfield, which is crazy. You don't really say, a lot of people don't associate Jorginho in the sense, you dominated the opposition midfield, especially Manchester City's. So what do you think about the double sixes, my man?
For me, with Kante, it's the fact that he does so much apart from passing. I know passing is absolutely really crucial when you're playing in the modern day systems, fluid, moving forward quickly with the ball. But the work that Kante does off the ball is tackling, it's interception, his man marking of De Bruyne. I feel like the reason he's not maybe at the levels of Kimmich and other big CDMs anymore is the fact that he can't make them amazing through balls. He can't break lines as better as the other players. But for me personally, I think he's the best defensive CDM in the world. The way he plays today, when he's fully on fitness, when he's fully, fit for the games, the way he stopped De Bruyne, I think he's absolutely superb. And I notice he's not amazing with Jorginho. And sometimes, when they're pressing us, when we pass him, he sometimes, panics, kicks out of play. But the way he stops play, the way he prevented Man City from attacking us today, that's
and his recovery is mad. His recovery is mad.
Exactly. The way, people always say, it feels like there's two Kantes on the pitch. I feel like Martin Keown touched on that today. He's just the way he covers ground, the way he tackles, the way he intercepts, the way he never stops running the whole game. I feel like you can't think about his passing too much. Obviously, we'd want him to be amazing, making him all them passes I said before. But for me personally, it's that amazing work off the ball that makes Kante a world-class player. So I'm not going to focus too much on that. We have other players who can pass the ball really well. We obviously had Ziyech who can pass. Mason Mount, who made that amazing pass. So luckily, we don't rely on Kante. Like, for example, Tottenham Hotspur really rely on Pierre Højbjerg for creativity. They rely on him. Moussa Sissoko is more of a box-to-box. Obviously, their Cam and Dombele is not known to be an amazing passer of the ball. So Højbjerg has to do everything. Kante is not a player in our system who has to,
That's true.
rely on us for creativity. We have so many other players who can do, even Thiago Silva, Rudiger, who's amazing.
Yeah.
So for me,
the thing is, Taron, is that Kante finds himself in tasty situation encounters.
Yeah.
And then you sort of hope that, I wish it wasn't really Kante there. It was probably, I wish it was Ziyech or someone like Mount or someone else that could find a really good pass or Jorginho. Yeah. But Kante just finds himself into tasty situation. And then the passes sometimes goes astray. But you're right. He's not there to make those amazing passes. So, but yeah, Karen.
Yeah, I think that's similar with Kovacic as well, though. He breaks with the ball really well. He gets forward into great positions. And then it's sometimes the fact that, he's not making the right pass in the final third.
True.
He's shooting instead of passing. But yeah, that's how I feel like it is with Kante, is that he does so much off the ball that you can't focus too much. And obviously, Maurizio Sarri worked him a lot in the 18-19 season. We were surprised to see him as a player who's in such high positions, making ball recoveries to kind of give us a smaller distance between us and the goal. That's kind of what Kante was built to be. But even in Lampard's system, he was more of in a 4-3-3, he was the player who was further up the pitch. But yeah, for me, I understand what you mean. He could be better in the final third, but we're not relying on him. We have all these other players in the team who can do that role. So for me, I love what Kante does off the ball. He's a joy to watch. I respect him in real life. I know this is real life, but for my Sunday league team, I play as a CDM as well. So I know how it is. It's difficult work. You can't always make the as we call it in the UK, the peng passes. So yeah, for me, it's just you have to just sit back in awe and watch what he does off the ball. He's an absolute monster, man.
No, you're right, man. We have to understand once again what he brings to the team as opposed to what he doesn't. What he brings outweighs what he doesn't. And what he doesn't is just literally not a massive component. It's a small component. 222 people live right now. Oh my days, it's madness. Smash that like button. Get me to at least over 100 likes. We've got 224 right now. Smash the like button if you're enjoying this review. Second thing, we've got the promotion for the jerseys happening right away. Please check out the description for the link. 50% off for the promotions for the jerseys. and a further 10% off with my code from Super Jerseys out there. Get yourself a Ziyech jersey, perfect day for that. And Timo Werner jersey, whoever else you want. And lastly, please follow all of my people over here in the panelists. All of their Twitter information's in the description right now. Please go out there and follow them. They're a lovely bunch of people. We've got Lawrence in the house. I'm actually going to Lawrence's channel straight after this, as soon as I actually finish this. Yes, Miz, Twitter is come down. So not sure if you saw the link, bro. Sent it to Instagram as well, just in case. Now, Lawrence, I did see that. Thank you for the message. I'll try and get to your stream as soon as possible. Boys, let's now talk about, I'll go to you, Ishan. Let's talk about the back three as a unit. And then obviously we'll touch on the wing backs. Back three for me, solid once again, Ishan. Perfect, immaculate game. Azpilicueta, oh my days. We said it many times, 7.5s. But I actually give him at least 8.5 today. I thought he was supreme. The way he managed, Raheem Sterling, the way he sort of cut out all the passing lanes as well from the back. His overall defending and marshalling at the back. Thiago Silva, another boss. I keep saying it. We've got 5 bosses. Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, Kante, Jorginho. 5 bosses in the team. These guys are proper boss, right? Thiago Silva, I think he got a bit of an injury. I hope he's not out for too long. He carried that from minute 1, that back injury. But once again, Thiago Silva was marshalling the defense brilliantly. Did not let any sort of opportunities for the opposition. And Rudiger, what can I say? This man, he's the best left centre back we have, and he needs to keep starting every single game. What do you think about our back three?
Yeah, I think they were solid once again. Just the momentum they've been building together. I know Thiago Silva's been missing a little bit, but the momentum that our defense has been building is so strong, and it's so hard for teams to break us down, especially when we're defending compact and have the support of our wingbacks. We didn't really see Azpilicueta bombing forward as much as he does from right center back to kind of support Reece James, because he had a big task of keeping Raheem Sterling quiet, which he did very, very well. I think the thing I wanted to highlight with 3 of them, they defended beautifully, but their passing today was just really, really good. It kept tempo going. It kept us in possession. They weren't sloppy on the ball. I think Thiago Silva made all of his passes. Like, I have it in front of me, 44 out of 44 passes completed from him. So he was just phenomenal. 100% tackle success, 100% aerial success. Like, this guy was on another level today, and he was playing with the bad back. Like, that was crazy from Thiago Silva. Even Zuma coming in didn't have to do much, but he won 1 or 2 crucial headers, which is always good to see him doing that. But yeah, the back three were phenomenal. One thing I also wanted to highlight from our conversation about Mason Mount was just how strong he's become this season. Last season we saw him getting pushed off the ball a lot when he was trying to dribble, but today he was like, he did Fernandinho so dirty that one time when he tried to pull him down, and he's like, no, I'm not going down. And just his strength, and just that shows how much these players work hard in the gym, off the I guess cameras that we can't really see. Like, we can't see what Mason Mount does off the camera. We can't see what the other players do, but they're always working hard.
Mason Mount he's picked up a lot of strength, man. He's battling against some big boys, and he's actually putting them on the face. And you're right, he destroyed Fernandinho today.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, just the last thing, I have a stat in front of me. Chelsea's only conceded 3 goals in the last 16 games that Tony Rudiger has started, and that's a big difference. That's like a goal every 5 games. That's amazing. And yeah, just he usually comes on the pitch with his shithousery, but today he had none of them. He was just focused on getting the clean sheet, and that's what he did.
True.
And just another immense performance from him. Like, if he can keep this up, we definitely probably don't even need another center back.
Honestly, I am so impressed with Tony Rudiger, and I need the fan base to start giving this guy the due respect that he deserves. A lot of people have been still thinking about his days under Frank Lampard. And this particular comment from Pratik Gawali, thank you so much, Pratik. You've been providing some amazing comments. What was that? Was that our defense who let Kepa down previously? Because now he too has clean sheets. So well said, Pratik. I feel like, and we need to accept this, I don't think Frank Lampard had defensive the structure set up properly, allowing for our keepers to shine. Obviously, Mendy is a very superior keeper, but Kepa is getting clean sheets as well. And one thing I will say that Kepa does have distinct issues with long range shots, but we are stopping the long range shots. We're not allowing oppositions to take that, and that's part of the defense. So when you stop that, it kind of eliminates Kepa's issues. And yeah, the other thing you can say from crosses is he commanding enough or not? Kepa probably isn't as commanding as Mendy. Mendy's far more commanding, but Kepa's still getting clean sheets. But yeah, Taron, you had something to say.
Yeah, I just had one point on what Ishan said and one on what you said, Miss. First of all, I'd like to say that one thing I picked up on Rudiger is his left foot has improved so much. I saw an opportunity in the first half, and it was a free kick, and he was about to take a long-range free kick with his weaker foot. That's how much, I know that doesn't sound much, but to take a free kick with a foot that you're not used to taking it with, I think it's a big deal. And also, what you said, Ishan, about Mason Mount's strength, I feel like Kepa is also beefed up a lot. Like I'm seeing this guy's sleeves, and he's got some, big Popeye spinach, muscles popping out. That's what I'm saying about Kepa. He looks like he's like a cross commander now. That's what I'm saying about Kepa. But yeah, continue, Miss.
No, 100%, man. Agreed with everything. Yeah, as I said, respect Rudiger, and yeah, something to think about in regards to the whole defense side of things. Ryan, I'll now talk to you about the wingback situation. Obviously, for me, Chilwell and Reece James, once again, absolute class performance. Reece James, too strong, man. Way too strong for the Man City oppositions over there. And Chilwell as well, overall, was fantastic. Yeah, going forward, could they do more? Yeah, of course they can do more. But we need to understand the level of opposition we came up against as well. So we're not going to go absolutely gun-ho and blitz them. We got the win, and that's what we need to realize, that this is all about the wins, and we did that. We went toe-to-toe against Manchester City, and we did well. What do you think about our wing-backs, Ryan?
What I like about our wing-backs and every one of our players is that, yes, they're adapting to new positions, but the things that they need to adapt to their playing style, they're doing. And you can see they're working on it. Two things that I was kind of worried about with Chilwell and Reece James being a part of a back five was how they tend to not track runners at the far post, or attackers get too much headers or shots or chances from that far post while Chilwell or Reece James are defending there. And this time, the amount of times they cleared or flicked on headers out of dangerous positions at far post was really, really good, and that has to do with their positioning and their focus on being a wing back and a part of a back five, because things could get confusing being a part of a back five. It's so congested there, you can easily lose focus and stop tracking your runner. And yeah, I think that's really good to see that each one of our players, they're adapting to a new system, but we can see that they are coachable and they could improve on aspects of the game that we think need improvement. It's not so black and white that if a player isn't, if they're lacking a piece of the game, we don't necessarily need to sell them or take them out of the team. They could improve on it. I think that's something we can see with Kante too. We were talking about that final pass. Well, if Kante keeps on being that vertical type of midfielder, he gets himself into such, as you said, tasty positions. That his final pass, we're not expecting him to have Xavi-like passing, but as he gets into those situations more often, he would get more comfortable, and if he works on it in training, I can definitely see that part of Kante improving. I don't see a need to have him replaced or whatever. Same thing with Rudiger. We just talked about his left foot, how much he's improved on that, and how he's bringing another dimension to our game. And we've been saying that about many players, and that's why I won't count out even Ziyech. Yes, I have things that I want to see from him, but I have no doubt that if Tuchel wants him to improve in those areas, that he will, because these players are coachable and they have been doing what Tuchel asked them to do from day one, and that's why we're in the position we are right now. So yeah, I'm very happy with our wing backs, and I can't wait to see how they keep on progressing their play as they move on and get used to this.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure, man. Well said. Sai here has reiterated what Ishan initially said in this particular stream. In just 81 days as Chelsea manager, Thomas Tuchel beaten Pep Guardiola, Manchester City, Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool, Thiago Simeone, Atletico Madrid. He didn't concede a single goal against any of them. Honestly, he's doing madness. That's all I'm going to say. Thomas Tuchel's doing madness. Ishan, let's talk about Kepa, the last player to talk about in the player performance. Not really too much to talk about the substitutions. Obviously, they came on and they did fairly well. Obviously, Pulisic did well. Kai Havertz did what he had to do with the little minutes that he got. Emerson as well. So not massive things to talk about from the substitution point of view. But Kepa, Nishal came on in the last review and Taron and I, we were like, nah, no way you're going to have Kepa in this particular match. You're going to have to start Mendy from here on in. And the live chat gave it to Nishal as well. They absolutely gave it to Nishal. But Nishal kept true. He was saying, Kepa is the cup keeper. He's been playing every single cup games, and it would be so disheartening if he doesn't get to start, because so far we've made it to the semi-finals because Kepa has been keeping there, right? So it's very, very disheartening if you're going to take him off now and put someone like Mendy. But we were more thinking about, well, who's our best keeper, right? That's what we were sort of thinking. But tell me about his performance, how you felt, and also, does Kepa start for you in the final?
Oh, that's a big one. I think, yeah, maybe. I think he's definitely done enough in terms of what is expected of him. Like there's nothing more that you can ask from him in terms of selecting him for the final. But yeah, that's on Tuchel, and I think it also depends on our other results and how the season's going. Because if we keep winning, then we're like, okay, maybe we could start Kepa in that game. But if we get knocked out of the Champions League and the FA Cup is our last hope of a trophy, then I think Mendy might start. But yeah, something on Kepa, like with the way our back three played or our back five played, it didn't really matter who the goalkeeper was today. It could have been Caballero for all we care. You know, they had, I think, no clear-cut chances against him. There was one good save he made with the header. I think he made it look like a good save, but yeah, it was a save. It's more than diving. It's more than what we saw from him in the past. So that's always a positive. As Taron was saying, that he's beefed up for sure. He looks a lot bigger. His confidence is much better than what we've ever seen from him, especially in the last season. And this clean sheet will just, I guess, boost that even more. And not just that, the confidence that Tuchel showed in him to start him in this big game, that will mean so much to him. And even simultaneously, it'll be so good for the board who are trying to sell him or at least get him to go on loan because they don't want to have him his wages on the books when Mendy's playing so well. So that's a really good sign for the board as well. The way he played today and the confidence that he's building up. It's good to see. I like his communication was good today. His passing was also very good. So those small little things are good. Are also very good to see. It shows that he's been quietly working behind the scenes, waiting for the opportunity, and the opportunity came today, and he proved that he still has value in this team.
No, for sure, man. I mean, this is another thing that Tuchel has done. He's put value back on Kepa, and he's made him marketable again. If we do want to offload him and put him on a loan, he's definitely going to have suitors again, which is fantastic. Taron, let's now talk about Thomas Tuchel. I don't know what to say anymore. FA Cup final. Well, Real Madrid coming up in the semi-final, which I very much think we can get through against them as well. We're favourites to win the FA Cup now. No disrespect to Southampton or Leicester. We should be taking care of them. We're in the top four race. West Ham losing against Newcastle. Big opportunity for us now to leapfrog them. We've got Brighton coming up next up. This man, tactically, we are looking so good. We are looking so polished. I kept on saying in that match, our game is so defined now. It's so good. Just in that final third. If we just have that final third moment click, which I know it will click eventually, and we're going to ball out. But Thomas Tuchel, my man, how good is he doing, man?
Well, first of all, I'd say that when Tuchel first came in, I saw a huge improvement in our counter-pressing of the ball. Off the ball, work really improved as soon as he came in. And from then onwards, it's just been improvements defensive, clean sheets after clean sheets, defensive, solid performance. Players coming back into the team like Rudiger, who I've never seen this Rudiger my whole life, coming in. He looks like he's, been possessed by someone. Like, he looks absolutely insane. Tuchel's come in and made all of these players improve so much. And I'll say that he's brought back in the captain, which I love so much. He's brought back in Azpi. He's done so well. And I think that, it's just the final third that needs to improve. I'd say that even our midfielders are looking like on fleek. Jorginho, I've never seen Jorginho, even in his Napoli days when he was in his prime, I'd say, under Maurizio Sarri. I've never seen Jorginho in this good a form in my life. Kante as well, his counter-pressing's improved. I feel like before we had criticism of Kante, drifting too much, but Tuchel has tactically managed him to be more conservative and use his abilities in a better way. I'd say that, Tuchel, all the credit to him. We're in an FA Cup final. I'd even say, I'm going to make a really bold statement here on the other side of the corner. I would say, on form, we're favourites to win the Champions League. I'm going to say, I would have said Man City were the favourites before, but we've just absolutely destroyed Man City, one of the best teams in Europe, best teams in the world. So I'd say we are one of the favourites, and we are probably the favourites to win the Champions League season. We look like we're going to get top 4 in the Premier League, very likely. West Ham drop points to Newcastle today. Unlucky Craig Dawson.
And then they have us to play as well. West Ham has us.
If we beat them next week, I saw a tweet by Eunice Talks Football, and he kind of said, if we beat West Ham next week, then we're kind of favourites. Yeah, it's over. Yeah, gung ho, everything. Take home the trophy, not trophy. I mean top 4. But Thomas Tuchel, all credit to this guy. The German tactical genius professor. Everything you like to say. Thank you, Thomas Tuchel, for bringing back the happiness to this club. We were in a really bad state before. Really sad. One of our favourite players of all time left, but he's got results after results. Got us higher and higher up. Got some of our players firing and done everything good. Not anything he's done is wrong. West Brom Chelsea was just a nightmare at this point for me, but everything has been absolutely superb. And I'd like to say thank you, Thomas Tuchel, for bringing back the happiness to me and making me look forward to Chelsea games and everything like that. But I'd like to say Thomas Tuchel's done an amazing job at Chelsea. One of the best starts I've seen as a Chelsea manager in my life. Amazing.
Nah, absolutely. That's exactly how I feel as well. He's brought us so much happiness, and I thank him so much for that. Guys, we've got 190. We had about 220, 30 people at one stage. I will wrap things up right now because I've got to go to a different stream. Hopefully that stream's still going. But smash the like button, guys, while you're at it. Please help me get to 150 likes. We've got, I think, over 114 likes now. Get me to 150 likes at least, guys. Smash the like button. Before we go as well, check out the promotion for the jerseys, guys. As I said, 50% off. It's in the description right now from Super Jerseys. Get yourself a jersey today, 50% off, further 10% with my code. And get yourself the Ziyech jersey, Werner jersey, Kepa jersey, Kante, whatever you want. Get yourself that jersey. And please follow all my panelists. All of the information's in the description right now. Follow them on Twitter, follow them on podcasts, whatever you want to do. Before we wrap things up, I'll get a quick shout out from all of you guys in regards to man of the match. I'll start with you, Ryan. Who's your man of the match?
My man of the match will be Jorginho.
Ooh, I like it. Brilliant. Ishan, your man of the match.
Thomas Tuchel.
Nice.
The team, everyone was beautiful, but if it's a player, Jorginho probably. He was amazing, and even Azpi and Thiago Silva were up there.
Absolutely. Taron, who's your man of the match?
Do you know what? I'm going to go with Hakim Ziyech. I think he was... I'm going to go with Martin Keown. He was so composed on the ball. So many good passes to Reece James, and all-round performance that we expect from him at the big stage. But also, before I'd go, I'd like to say congratulations, Miz, on getting 4K subs on YouTube.
Thank
Big
you.
achievement. Thank you. I think when I came to the channel, it was like 2.3 or something. I've seen it grow quite a lot. I'm really happy for you. Hopefully, I'm helping you out on the channel. And
you are, bro. You are. All of you guys are.
Thank you, and congratulations on 17K on Twitter as well. Big ups, and keep the content going. Check out the Perfect Hat-Trick podcast. Just have to leave it there, but thank you.
Nice. For me, the man of the match is Ziyech as well. I'm not being biased. I thought he was phenomenal. He was the way he's sort of playing up front, the counter pressing, his goal, the run. He was so composed with the ball, as Taron said. Timo Werner deserves a big shout out as well. I think equally probably played really well, but completely understand what Ryan and Ishan is saying in regards to Jorginho and some of the defenders. They were all colossus, absolutely colossus. And Tuchel, that's probably the best shout, man of the match, Thomas Tuchel. I think that pretty much sums it up. Guys, hope you all enjoyed the review there. That pretty much wraps us up here. I may have a stream later on tomorrow at UK 1 p.m. I'm not sure. We'll see how things go up. But do look out for that. If there is a stream, probably be about 1 p.m. UK. And we now look forward to the Brighton game. Until next time, everyone. See ya.